Okay, Michael, I have pushed the live stream. Now you can make me co-host.
I will. Tell me, as a matter of interest, on the American guides, what's the average attendance to the classes these days, let's say in the past week or two?
Okay, right now, in these days, 15, 16 is an average.
Okay, okay, yeah. And is that regardless of time of day?
Yeah,
Okay. What time is most of their classes of day? What
yeah.
time? In the
It's
morning?
mostly, yeah, it's more in morning and in evening, but
Okay.
mostly in morning
Okay. Okay.
because that is a feasible time for all of the learners.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
Okay, Michael, just
Okay.
wanna tell you one thing. I have to leave this class 5 minutes before
That's fine. That's
because
fine.
I have to join the other one.
Sure. Sure. Okay. But we'll also, I'll try and finish 5 minutes before as well.
Okay, that would be
Just,
great. Thank you.
yeah. Okay. Hello, Annie Timmons. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hi. Welcome to class.
Oh, I think I got it.
My mistake, you got it. Why is that? What happened? Okay, we're just waiting for one or two more to join, and then
Okay.
we'll make a start. Annie, have you done any Zoom classes, like the basic class or not?
It's been a minute. I haven't been on in about a couple of weeks now,
Okay.
but I did have this class. I think I took something like this before, but I can't find my notes.
Okay. All right. So please feel free to ask questions as we go through, so that you get your notes up to date. So, hello, Pat. You just arrived.
Oh,
Hi, welcome, Pat. Okay. Have you done a class before, a Zoom class, a basic class perhaps, or have you been hosting any Zoom?
just for work previously.
Okay. Okay. All right. We're going to make a start. There were 9 people booked, but only 2 of you in, and that's fine. And let's move forward. And right, I'm going to start with. Let's have a look here. Just with some slides to start with. Just an introduction, because I guess I need to introduce myself, because the 2 of you I don't think have been in a class of mine before. You can see my name on the screen. It's Michael, and I live in Perth, Western Australia. So we have just gone midday here, okay, just by a few minutes. My background is I'm an author, researcher, blogger, but business is where I focus on, okay, or historically I focused on. I mentoring business owners and helping business owners move forward. And I enjoy garden, I enjoy microgreen growing, which I have a class on as well. And I enjoy being a Get Set Up guide. Okay, so this is the last slide I wanted to show you before we go live on, and I use my Zoom within Zoom to show you the things that need to be done. So we'll be covering everything that you see on the screen and more. And I'll answer your questions, and hopefully am able to cover those things that, that you prefer or would like to answer. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to share my Zoom within Zoom, so it becomes a little complicated. So if I say to you, you can see on the screen and you can't see on the screen, you must please let me know, because then it's jumped away from the sharing. But the main thing is at the bottom of this, my screen, the screen that you're looking on, okay? Don't try and follow it on another screen. The screen you're looking on that I've got here, you'll see my management tools are still showing at the bottom. And then we know that we are sharing Zoom within Zoom. And usually when you are a host, these management tools start floating around your screen so that you can move them around out of your way. Okay, so be aware of that. Also, one of the things that we're going to be doing is showing you all the different works, but there is going to be one aspect which is going to be the polling. The polling does not come with the free version of Zoom. Now, if you see on your screen, Zoom gives you an option of different plans, and one of them is free. And most of us on a private, I think we use the free version. Do any of you use the paid version, a paid version?
No.
Okay.
Not any longer.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Because then we'll stick with mostly the features of the free, and I'll just touch on the polling, which will be if you do ever get a paid version, the polling comes in very handy. But everything else that I'll be showing you, we'll be looking at at the free version. Sorry, somebody was just coming in. All right, so hello, Terry, welcome.
Hi, Michael. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so what I'm going to start with doing, I've now shared Zoom within Zoom, and you can see the management tools at the bottom of my screen, and you must tell me if you can't, okay? And what I'm going to start with is I'm going to move to, it says stop video. There's a little up arrow next to stop video. I'm going to click on that little up arrow, and you can see a little menu that has come up above the stop video, okay? And I'm going to click on video settings, and now up comes a white screen in the middle of the screen. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, so this particular aspect that is up now on your screen is if you have a problem with light and you are hosting a meeting, you can slightly adjust. I've got a very bright light, so I don't need to adjust it, but you can decide on how to adjust your appearance with the light by sliding it along here. You'll only just notice some difference on my forehead, for example. If I turn it down, it goes, and if I take it to the other side, you can see it lighten up. Now, that is an option just to get the light correct when you are host. But that's not what I particularly want to show you. What I want to show you now is the background, or not the background, the studio effects that you can have. On the bottom right-hand side, you see the word studio effects on my screen. Keep looking at my screen. And you click on studio effects, and now you have on the right, you know, if you go into a movie, if you've ever been an actor, you're going to have your makeup put on before you go in front of the camera. And it's the same type of thing here. What you're doing is you're going into the front of the camera, okay? And now if I've got dark eyebrows by nature, but if you didn't, and just for the effect of showing you, if I click on, let's say, the first eyebrows there, you can see my eyebrows became darker, and I can move anyway, and the eyebrows stay on my virtual eyebrows stay no matter what I do. And I can make them here with the opacity slide, I can make them even darker and even more disgusting, okay? But that's for effect. I want to show you where you can fiddle, and you can use different colors. You've got a color down here, and you know, you can press a color and okay, and now I've colored my eyebrows, okay? Maybe you like colored eyebrows, and I guess it's more a female thing than a male thing. And so you can move around here with different colors, and you can make them brighter or darker. All right, so that's the eyebrows. Lower down, you can come now, particularly for the men, you can click on a slight beard. There, it looks like I haven't shaved for a couple of days, and I can make it darker, and then that becomes my style. And you can change your different styles. There we are. That's a different style of moustache and beard. Okay, and then you can move down below that. Let's just lighten that a little bit. And now you can put lipstick on. Okay, so you decide again on your color. We still start with a bit darker, and we click on the lipstick, and we can make it darker. Whoops, I missed it. We can make it darker, lighter, and we can change the color again, and we can have whichever color lipstick that suits you. Or me, okay. Okay, so it's not effective on me because I'm not a clown, but it becomes very effective if you want to record something for prosperity or for a particular reason in order to upload it. Of course, you can use Zoom to create your own videos. So I'm just going to press reset, and it all goes to normal, back to normal. And you can, if you wanted to use that same appearance that you've now put on with your eyebrows and your lips, you can click on the top here and it says apply to all future meetings. So it will remember what your color lipstick is and your eyebrow shapes and things like that. Okay, are there any questions? I'm going to just close that. That comes with the free version. All right.
Michael, I can't do a virtual background. It says my system doesn't support virtual background, so there's nothing I can do.
Yeah, there's a lot you can do, but I've got some slides on it later in the class. Can we?
Okay.
Okay. This was just really getting the makeup going and a couple of things that people are not used to, but we'll definitely get to the virtual background.
Okay.
Probably in about half an hour or so in the class. Okay. So the next thing I want to show you is that you can see on the bottom of your screen there, and oops, let me put my glasses back down so I can also see. All right. The word breakout rooms. Okay. Can you see them on the bottom of the screen, of my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on those, and we've got an option now in Zoom to have breakout rooms. Now, you could be lecturing a lot of students and you want them to break out into different rooms and discuss different subjects, then you break out. And I'll give you an experience in a minute of how to break out. So there are lots of reasons that you can use for breaking out. So let's just give ourselves 2 rooms, breakout rooms. And then Brandon, if you don't mind, also participating. And Brandon is our TA today to look after our class and keep us safe and sound and to answer any questions that may come up. Right, so we can now say we want 2 breakout rooms, and we click on create. And this comes with the free version, remember. So there's just a setting in the clouds that you've got to click. And I'll show you the settings a little later in the class. So now we've got 2 rooms, each with 2 people in them. Okay. At this point, you can come down to options and click on options, and you have various options you can allow as the host. Okay, you are hosting these rooms, so you can allow participants to choose which room. If you want to, then you would click that, or you can allow participants to return to the main room. Maybe, you know, the breakout room is going to last for an hour and people will finish what they're doing and want to come back into the main room. Then you can allow them to do that or not allow them to do that. Okay. What we have ticked, we've said automatically move all participants into the breakout rooms. Okay, so you will all land up in a breakout room in a minute. And so we're going to just stay there for 3 minutes, and we just, I won't be there. I'll stay in this room, and but I'll come and visit you in your room. So we'll talk about it, and then just talk to each other for 3 minutes about who you are, or what your job is, or your favorite pet. Okay. And then we've set a countdown of 10 seconds to close the room. So those are under options down here. And we can now move forward. And if we wanted to say room 1, we could name it whatever we wanted to name it. Okay. It could be, let's say, the science room, or it's Mr. Jones's room because you're putting Mr. Jones in there to give a talk about something. And the same you can do with the other. Okay, so you have this option of turning into, now I'm going to put you into a room. No, Zoom is going to put you into a room. You can see your name on the screen here, on the white screen. And so you'll be with one other person. So just for experiment and just for a bit of fun, so that you can feel what it's like to be in a breakout room. just chat to the person when you find yourself in a breakout room. I'm now closing the room and pushing you into rooms.
Am I
Right.
back?
You're all back now.
Okay.
Okay. So what was that like? Just being in the room.
Okay,
Okay. Right.
just chatting was fine.
Yeah, yeah. But you've had the experience now, if you're going to be a host, what it's like to put people into a room, or allow them to choose a room, or allow Zoom to choose a room for them to go into. Okay. All right. What I want to show you now is you can still see my management tools at the bottom of my screen. Can you?
I
No,
can't.
No,
That's because we need to share again. Okay. Okay. Now you can.
yes.
I can see it now.
Yes, thank you. All right, security. I'm going to, this comes up only if you're a host, this icon, and it's there to help you secure your meeting in the in various ways. You've got various options. So if when you host a meeting, if you want to go in and host and just open it by yourself, pretending you're hosting a meeting, you will find the security. So you have an option of locking the meeting at some point. Maybe everybody's in and you want to lock the meeting, you don't want any strangers in, you can lock the meeting. Or maybe it's one of those meetings that that's where you have to start somewhere. So you can lock the meeting and not involve. You can also enable, before the meeting starts, you can enable the waiting room so that people then come to the waiting room and you can see them and see that you invited them, yes, and let them in, okay? And you can hide profile pictures as well if you tick that. Then below that, you can allow participants in this meeting too. So you can allow them certain functions, okay? You can allow them to share a screen, and maybe all the participants are going to be able to share, that everybody can chat to one another, that everybody can rename themselves, unmute themselves when they want to. But if you get to a point where there's a reason you don't want anybody to unmute themselves, then you just tick that and take the tick away, okay? Start video, and then annotate on shared content, which I'm going to click now, and you will see it's now ticked, because I want you in the next few minutes, I want you to be able to annotate on a white board. And so I'm going to give you permission now to annotate on a whiteboard. So those are security things you as the host can put into place before the start of a meeting. So you come in here early and you put your makeup on, you come and look at security, and you decide what is appropriate. And if people do become rowdy, you can see at the bottom that you can remove a participant from the room. So if a bomber arrives in the room, you can remove them by these, or you can just suspend the activities if they are noisy, perhaps, okay, but they can still stay in. So that's security, and it's something that one needs to look at from time to time if you're going to be having quite a number of people arriving into your, just see that you're happy with what happens. Okay, the next thing I want to move on to is sharing. You see this green in the bottom of my screen and my management tools. I click on sharing, and now you should be able to see a white screen with a whole lot of things on it, okay? Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right, now, usually you wouldn't be able to see it, because as host, you've clicked on share, you now got to select what you're going to share, but the attendees wouldn't be able to see it, okay? But you can see it because I'm zooming within Zoom, okay? So the first thing I want to show you that you wouldn't have seen in the, probably in the basics of Zoom, and that is you can share more than one document or picture or whatever you want to share, and you don't have to just share one. So we go to, let's say, let's take, you see when you share something, immediately a blue shoulder, a frame comes all the way around it, okay? Now you know that's ready to be shared. But if you hold your control key down on your keyboard, you can now click more than one document, okay? By just holding down the control key on your keyboard, okay? Then you let go of the control key, the frames stay around the 4, and on the bottom right-hand side, you click share, which is also blue. And so you click share, and let's just minimize that for a minute. And so now we have the 4 documents sitting here, and we can now move them around any way we want to so that we can compare them. We can take a look at one much larger than the other just by dragging it down, the frame down. You can put it back up, and you can do the same with all of them. You can decide, you just click on it and you can open it up. And so now there may be reasons that you want to have more than one document. If you want to compare documents, or you want to compare pictures of grandchildren or your Christmas cakes or whatever they are, you can do that here. And So that's worthwhile knowing. Remember, you hold the control key down in order to get it. I'm going to stop sharing, and then I want to move. I'm just going to take those documents and close them also, so that we don't have them interfering. All right, so what I'm going to do now, let's just make sure you can see my tools at the bottom. Yeah, you see them, Terry? No,
Yes, they're back.
you can't see them?
Now I can.
Okay.
No, I can see them.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share what Zoom has in all their sharing options is a whiteboard, okay? And here it is here. If I click on it, you see the screen, the frame is blue around what I've highlighted. Now, I want you please to pay attention to what I'm going to say right now, is that as soon as I share this whiteboard on your screen, on the screen that you're watching from, okay, there's going to come, for a few moments, there's going to come a phrase, usually at the top of the screen, could be at the bottom, but it's usually at the top, and I want you to look for it. The phrase says, Michael is sharing, and it might say whiteboard depending on the size of your screen, otherwise just sharing, and there are then, next to that is the word options. Now, I want you to click either on the word options or the little down arrow next to it. Click on options. And that's the only way you're going to get your annotating tools on your screen. Okay, and then you'll be able to annotate. And this is, it's an important thing for future knowledge about annotation as well. So watch out now. I'm going to share the screen. Look for, as soon as you see Michael sharing, you want to click. So because it will go away and hide. Okay, so I want you to stop it from hiding by clicking on it and then clicking on options and then looking for a word that says annotate and click on annotate. Okay, here we go. Watch out for that thing. Right. Have you found your annotate button? Then
No.
yeah. Okay. It might be the Pat. Now just move around. You can put in text. You can also select again, and you can put lines in. Okay, just fiddle with it there. If you've got it, just move your cursor around the screen, on the screen. There we are. Okay, there you can put stamps on. Pat has got that. If you can't find it now, if it's now hidden itself, then look at the top of your screen. Move your cursor to the top of the screen or to the bottom of the screen, and it will come out for a split moment, and that's when you need to click on it. But if you're watching on a phone, for example, it's not going to be easy. Okay, it's there. Annie's found it. Okay, Pat's found it. Great.
I found.
Yeah, just keep on looking at. Click on the word select and then select something else that you can perhaps want to draw on. You can then just click on the board if you're doing arrows, or clicks, or click on select again. That's it. Yeah, and you can go to draw, and you can. There's a thick line that comes in handy. This one later on when we do word search and so forth. Okay, so Terry, is it only you that cannot find it? And he's got, okay, just fiddle with the different options that you've got there and going back to select new text. There we are. That's the square. That comes in handy, that one. Yeah. Okay. Ah, Terry, that's you. Okay. That's great. Okay. All right. So that's how you annotate. Now, this board could be used for brainstorming, this whiteboard. And you've got the option like I did over here with hello on the left. That was actually text. So you can select text, and then if you're doing a brainstorming, somebody or the host can then type in the words under the text on the whiteboard like you would in a school room. Okay, but you can also draw on here, and if you're an artist and so forth. All right, but I'm going to now stop annotating. I'm going to clear. There's an option for me under my tools to clear all drawings, which I'm going to do, and we've done that. Now I'm going to stop sharing the whiteboard for a minute. Okay, so what becomes interesting now is that you can, before the class, organize, let's say, like a word search to use. So let me bring up and share a word search. Now watch immediately as I click on sharing. Again, look for Michael sharing options and find your annotate again, exactly like you did with the whiteboard. Now it's going to come up now. Watch for it. Okay. And then now you start searching for words. Okay, now you use your annotation to make sure that you have options to annotate with. So you click on something, let's say, and you can now use. You beat me to it. Okay, I was going to put that one there. You can, yeah. So use something, use other things too, use other options other than lines. There's that fat line that that comes in really handy. I showed you, and I'll whoops, there we are, and we can use the fat line like that. Okay.
Did find that line.
Sorry, I missed that too quickly. Who was that? Was it Annie? Okay. Yeah. So you can use, there we are. You can underline it, you can cross it out, you can highlight it out, you can put a square around it or a rectangle around it. You can do that as well. Okay. And nobody's got the bottom line. Yes, Terry's got it. Okay. All right. So you see, this becomes really, you can just phone up a friend and say, come on, let's do some word search together on Zoom. And they can be anywhere in the world. And but not only do you have to you can put a picture, but you can actually go to a website that allows you. So I'm going to just clear this. Again, so no more annotating for a moment, okay? And we clear all the drawings, and I'm going to stop sharing, okay? And I'm now going to just share Zoom within Zoom again, and you will see my control tools down the bottom of the page. Okay. And what I want to show you now is, you can beforehand, let me just move my screen was in the way there. I'm going to just move it. You can now go to a website, and there are a number of them. I've just chosen this one called thewordsearch.com, and I'll give it to you in the email afterwards. And so here you can see this word search up on your screen now. And you've got lots of different options to choose from, okay? And if you want to, play with your grandchildren, there are options for word search that your children will be able to participate with you, okay? And there are movies, animals, Disney, food and drink, science, all these are word searches. So, all you do is select one and click on it. And I clicked on the kids one, okay? And you now have different options of having word search. There's some more down the right-hand side. but let's just click on one, say Finding Nemo, and there it comes up and it's ready to begin with your, you just click begin, and we're not going to annotate on this one, all right? But you can now annotate on this, and your grandchild, being the right age, would be able to now work with you and select different tools that are available. I mean, different words that are available down the right-hand side here. Okay. Another option of something to do within Zoom like this, using the annotation, would be the trivia. This is questions and answers. And again, you've got lots of different options to choose from. And so you can choose any option you want. And then, do you know your herbs and spices? I've chosen. And you click play, and immediately you've got 4 options, and there could be a whole class of your, brothers and sisters and uncles and aunts and grandchildren that can now click on and they now choose the right word, okay, looking at the image and choosing from here. Okay, so I'll put that on as well as we move out. I'm just going to stop sharing that. Right, let's stop there. Are there any questions that you'd like to ask again? Okay, you're all comfortable with that? It's really an interesting part of things you can do with sharing of Zoom. Okay. So, right, what I want to do now is something, I said I was going to come to the background and your virtual background and so on. And as an introduction to that, I want to show you something that is really an interesting background. And Anateria, we'll come to the problematic side of things, and I'll show you how to handle that. But before we do that, I want to show you another option for a virtual background. If you go, again, you click on the green screen and the whiteboard comes up, and you can see the whiteboard in front of you, okay, with various options on. You click on the top, that word advanced, okay? So you click on advanced, and then you come down to something on the top, on the left-hand side. I've now highlighted it with a blue frame. It's a beta version, so they're still testing this, but you can use PowerPoint as a virtual background. So you can use PowerPoint slides as a virtual background. So I've now highlighted it, and I'm going to share it, and I'm going to just use, wait for PowerPoint to come up. I'm going to use the agenda that I used for the meeting, this meeting. Now look where I am. I am in front of the screen, okay? Ignore my picture with yours. I can take that out. There's an option to do that. But here I am in front of things. So the background now is PowerPoint and the slide. So I can click on my next slide, and there, the slide is there, and the next one, and so forth. But I'm in front, like on a stage with the screen behind you. And you use, it's still in a beta phase, so be aware that it may not always work, okay, until I've solved all the problems. But it's a powerful thing to use is PowerPoint so you can have pictures behind you that you want to show your audience, whoever's in the meeting with you, okay? Or you want to actually create a video for yourself for future use. You can use this. You can be in front of your video and the words that you want on your PowerPoint. So this is powerful, not only. So I'm going to stop sharing that as my background now. And but that was amazing. I mean, that really was, I'm looking forward to using that in the future, is that PowerPoint presentation. So is any questions about that? Any of you worried or unsure?
I don't know anything about PowerPoint, so
Okay. Okay. It's a Microsoft Word for slides to
I
show.
haven't heard of it, but I don't know anything about it. So
Oh, I see. No, that's fine. Okay. No, that's fine. It's the sharing that get to know the sharing that I've done now with you. You know, it's and another interesting thing is I'm going to show you then this you don't have to know. I've you can see my bottom screen here. You can see my tools. So say yes. Okay. Okay.
yes,
So I'm going to click on share screen, and up comes the white screen again in the middle of the screen. You can see that. And now I'm going to go to advanced again. Okay. And now I'm going to click on portion of screen. Okay. So you can see that under advanced. Okay. So now you're only going to share a portion of your screen with the people in the meeting with you. So you go down to share and you click share, and let's just minimize, make it smaller. Now you've got a situation where, let me just close this as well. Okay, where only this section of the, you can see the green border around this half of the screen. Or can you see half of the screen? Maybe that's a better way of putting it. And the other half has got nothing on it. It's just white.
okay, because I don't see green, but I see.
And don't worry about the green. Sorry, that's only for the host. I forgot.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can see half the screen is white, and half the screen is got a picture on it, the one that we were sharing. Remember? Can you see that?
Yes, I see that.
Now the advantage of this is that you can call up on this side your notes. You can have your notes in a presentation in Zoom and nobody can see them. Okay, so they can be on this side here and you can be reading the notes from here about this picture on the left, whichever picture it happens to be, and nobody can see your notes. So this is a way of having a presentation in Zoom, showing pictures, and you've got your notes next to them, that what you want to talk about, and they can't see them. Nobody can see them. Okay, so let's stop sharing that, and let's go back to basics and share within Zoom again. All right, so now, as I promised, Terry, we're going to just also look at the virtual background. Now, Terry, your problem is, you said at the beginning of the class that your computer says you cannot hold a virtual background. What I suggest, the first step that you do, I'm just going to click and share. Hang on, let me just make this large again, and let's move to right. We've got Zoom settings there that I told you about, and I have I've got other aspects as well. I'm just looking to see. That's what I want. Okay. Can you see the web page that I've selected now?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is where you go to first, and I will put this on the email after the show.
Okay.
Particularly for Terry, but you come to this website. This is support from Zoom. Okay. So there's a short video here that you can listen to, but there are lots of problems with the virtual background. There can be lots of problems with the virtual background. And here, it'll talk about that. So you can click on any one of these and it will help you. There it says troubleshooting. Okay. So I had this problem earlier at the end of last year, in fact. And so I bought myself a green screen and that didn't work either. And so eventually my computer just wasn't strong enough. And I came here and I saw the specifications that I needed, the minimum specifications in order to use a background automatically. And then I bought myself those minimum specifications. So that's where you will solve your problem, okay? I'm just going to, and while we're on settings and things, let me just show you other aspects as well. You know, I showed you that you could turn on a waiting room. We're in the clouds now. In your account in Zoom, you can click on, if you don't have this waiting room, you can have it always on by clicking it there and clicking it on again. So come here and look for your settings. Now, the other aspect is the breakout rooms. If you want to use them, remember they're with the free version, you've got to have that clicked, the breakout room. So you must go and search and study your, but then I want to finish off with the virtual background in the clouds, Terry. So you go, that must be turned on, okay, your virtual background. So make sure that is on first and foremost, otherwise it will give you some excuse when you try and do virtual background. So that must be on first, and then you move down to the section next to the video, the up arrow next to the video again. You see where I am at the bottom of my screen on the left-hand side.
Okay.
And you click on choose virtual background. Now there's some options from Zoom. They give you options, some free options, and then you can upload any picture you like, okay, to here. And then once they're here and you are able to use, you then just click them and it changes. Look how mine changed now, okay, and it changes, okay. But you first of all need to have the specifications that are required for hosting a virtual background, okay. Any new computer will, but I don't know how far they go back, but you can find and look at your specifications and maybe they can just be upgraded, okay. Does that help you, Terry?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Are there any other questions? Because we're coming to the end of the class now, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. All right. Then I'm going to say good night to all of you, and thank you for attending so late. And Terry, I missed you at the
Yes, I
earlier.
was just going to ask you, I have a question about that. I couldn't make it and I can't make it tomorrow evening. So do I wait and take the classes next week
Yeah.
or just get the notes?
Now you can ask. I don't think they will give you the notes because you have to have attended in order. Even if you popped in and out, you have to have attended to get the notes. And I have no influence over them.
Okay.
So you can try your luck. You know.
So well, I'm registered for next week.
Okay. No, that's fine. All
But
right.
I'm going to miss Amir.
Yes, you are. He wasn't well today. Okay. But anyway, let me, for the other sake.
All right. Bye-bye.